For both.
No. She's found her spot.
It's up to you.
Forget.
No worries.
At the shower.
Good evening. I'd like to call the January 21st, 2025 Borough Council meeting to order. Will the clerk please read the open public meeting statement?
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, specifying the time, date, and location by posting a copy of the notice on the municipal building, municipal website, providing a copy of the annual notice schedule to the official newspapers of the borough, is on file in the clerk's office.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Zambrana.
Here.
Councilman Collins.
Here.
Councilman Manco.
Here.
Councilwoman Payne.
Here.
Councilman Poznanski.
Here.
Councilman Potter.
Here.
Mayor Murray.
Present.
Borough Attorney Peter Vignola.
Present.
Borough Engineer Mike McClellan.
Present.
Borough Administrator Frederick Carr.
Here.
Borough Clerk Monica Orlando here.
Will everyone please stand for a moment of silence, which will be followed by the salute of the flag. Next, we have a presentation from the Revitalization Committee.
Good evening, Mayor Murray, Milltown Borough Council, members of the audience here and at home. My name is Bunny Jascott, and I'm a Middlesex County Master Gardener, a Milltown Library trustee, chair of Buildings and Grounds, but I'm here in my capacity as a member of the Revitalization Committee, and specifically its subcommittee, the Main Street Planters. As you may know, revitalization is tasked with the beautification of Milltown. While I personally tend the gardens at the library, the municipal building and all the planters along North and South Main Street are designed, ordered, planted, and tended throughout the year by Main Street Planters subcommittee members consisting of myself, Susan Wolin, and Phil Zambrana, along with a group of loyal, dedicated volunteers who have been donating their time and energy to watering the planters along Main Street and keeping them healthy and vibrant. Some volunteers have been doing this since 2021, and some just got involved last year. Before I shortly call these volunteers out by name, a brief update on the Main Street Planters. Our program started in 2021 with the cleaning and filling of all the empty planters along North and South Main Street, with plants that were donated by Home Depot and Lowe's. It was a start, but it had a hodgepodge look. So in 2022, we aimed to build relationships, develop a volunteer base, and establish a credible presence, planting our planters with uniformity. And that was using the artistic design of thriller plants, filler plants, and spiller plants. And that was to enhance the look of Main Street up and down, north and south. The revitalization committee members and the events they facilitate, namely Milltown Day, help source some of the funds to step up our look, so to speak. Decisions made internally have allowed us to obtain special planters that contain water reservoirs. These new planters are called earth planters, and they can currently be seen as the hanging baskets on the bridge, the planters in front of Milltown Pharmacy and on the corner of Ford Avenue, and the two large planters at the clock at the intersection of Washington and Main. The reservoirs help to keep our planters self-watered, though nothing really ever eliminates the need to water by hand. So our goal continues to incrementally increase the overall number of planters with reservoirs until the older planters' life cycles are ended. Now, in 2023, Milltown Auto liked the looks of our planters so much that they purchased 3 earth planters of their own, and they provided me with funds to help make the planters match the looks of the planters that we had, the Borough planters. To date, businesses have expressed approval of our plantings, and local citizens who stopped to comment seem very pleased with how the planters improve the ambiance along the cement sidewalks and asphalt roadways. Our expectation is that the additional businesses may purchase and fund earth planters of their own, which will then add to the number of planters along Main Street. We currently purchase plants, flowers, through local vendors at the best prices possible, including purchases of flowers through the Middlesex County Master Gardeners. This year, I'll be assisting in overseeing the care of some of these flowering plants, which will help keep our expenses down. In 2024, we expanded the season for our planters using scarecrows to extend the use of aging plants into the fall. And then this year, we had our first winter display at the clock and at the planters at Milltown Auto. In 2025, you're going to find a new self-watering planter positioned at the head of Coolthow Avenue. It will be the complement on South Main Street to the same planters positioned on North Main Street at Milltown Auto, welcoming people coming into and out of our town from either end of Main Street. So I would like to publicly thank the Main Street Planter team, consisting again of Susan Wolin, Councilman Philip Zambrana, the Mayor and Borough Council, Fred Carr in the Finance Department, Ralph Jazanowski and his team at the DPW, the Revitalization Committee, all for furthering the goals of the Main Street Planters, and to acknowledge the following volunteer waterers in alphabetical order for their selfless dedication to the beautification of Milltown. There's Gina Ball at the planter positioned by Maria's Pizza. There's Michelle Bozio-Beaton at the planter positioned at A&M Vacuum. Melissa Elmeyer at the planter positioned at Susanna's Aesthetics. Marty Findra at the planter positioned at American Chiropractic and at the bench at the Rescue Squad fence. Amy and Bernice Howitt at the planter position by the United Methodist Church. Lacey Earl at the planter position by Rescued by Lacey. Rich Manginelli and John Molyneux at the 3 planters positioned at Milltown Auto. Danielle Marin and family at the planter position by Puzan Jiu-Jitsu. Mariana Manco and family at the planter position by Maycourse and Cat Karma. Maureen Milano at the planter position by between Milano Jewelers and Bell and Stockton. Dawn Milburn at the planter positioned at Mosquito Shield. Nancy Ricci at the Milltown Historical Society bathtub planter. Gail Tilsner, who is also a Middlesex County Master Gardener residing in East Brunswick, who tends the planter at Vanderbilt and North Main. Sandra Wolin at the planter at Fama's, which unfortunately ended its life cycle this summer when it was hit by a vehicle. Susan Wolin at the planter at Milltown Pharmacy and the corner of Ford Avenue and North Main Street. Thank you again for all your support, past, present, and future, both the Main Street Planters and the revitalization in our beautification endeavors in Milltown. If anyone listening is interested in being involved as a volunteer with the Main Street Planters in 2025, look for our upcoming announcement on the municipal bulletin board or at the library, and then contact Susan Wolin, who will who coordinates our volunteers. And on a related note, the Milltown Free Seed Library will be opening on February 22nd. We received 81 varieties of seeds this year donated from the Burpee Seed Company and Baker Creek Rare Seeds Company. And we're in a position to provide some beautiful pollinator plant seeds like zinnias and sunflowers, in addition to a classical culinary herb collection, a classic vegetable garden collection, and a classic salad seed collection. There can't be enough flowers and vegetables to green up our borough. Your choices will be available online and on-site at the library soon. Mark your calendar for the formal opening of the Seed Library, Saturday, February 22nd, with a presentation at the library. I hope you can join me. Thank you again for this opportunity to address the council. Any questions? Yes.
Bunny, I think you're great. I've never met you before. I'm very impressed. I've heard a lot. Actually, I've heard only good things about you. Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
You could see me at any of the planters this coming year.
Thanks for doing the planters, buddy. I'm tied up with the Rangers. I do the hanging baskets in the Rangers, the red ones on the white gazebo, and the ones in the front. I used to share it with another.
Thank you.
A
It's
guy
the work of all members, especially the hard work of our waterers. Without watering, plants don't really do very well.
I have two quick questions, Bunny. How do the businesses in Milltown, if they want to find out more about the planters, who should they reach out to?
I think reaching out to Phil from the Revitalization Committee,
Okay,
and anytime they see me around,
okay.
just go.
Not a problem, because I'm sure they're going to ask. My second question is, did we recuperate the cost of the planter from the one that got hit on Main Street by FAMAS?
Probably
I
not.
Hit and run.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Hit and run?
Yeah. I think we found a hubcap. I believe there's a hubcap, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. We have a
License
hubcap.
plate would have been more
Yeah.
usable, but the hubcap.
Okay.
All right, thank you
Thank
so
you.
very much.
Now is the time for public comment limited to the resolutions on the agenda only. If you wish to speak, please step up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Again, this is the public portion is limited to the comments only listed on the resolutions listed on the agenda at this time. There will be a 5-minute time limit as set forth by the rules of council. If someone raises their hand, please come up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Seeing none, I will close the public comment portion of the meeting. We have the meeting minutes for December 23rd, 2024, regular meeting on the agenda for approval. Are there any comments or corrections? No? May I have a motion to accept the minutes as typed?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Potter, seconded by Councilman Collins. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Abstain, I may.
Okay.
Abstain.
The meeting minutes for January 6, 2025 reorganization meeting are on the agenda for approval. Are there any comments or corrections? I noticed two typo for the day after Thanksgiving, Friday, November, it says November 289.
It was fixed. It was already fixed in the resolution that was certified.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'll make sure it's fixed in the minutes.
May I have a motion to accept the minutes as typed?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And any abstain? No. Okay. The meeting minutes for January 15th, 2025 special meeting are on the agenda for approval. Are there any comments or corrections? I had one quick question. Councilman Collins, were you there for that special meeting?
January 6th,
Yeah. No, 15.
15th, when was that?
Everybody was here.
Last Wednesday.
The copy I had, it didn't have them.
Oh, I think I was
I
there.
don't know. If we could just follow up on that, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there. That was 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes, I was there.
May I have a motion to accept the minutes as typed?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilwoman Payne, seconded by Council President Zambrana. All in motion? Or all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Ordinance introduction, first reading. This introduction of the ordinance 25-1555. There'll be no public input on this ordinance tonight. This is introduction summary will be published as required by law, and a second reading, public hearing, final adoption will be considered on February 10th, 2025. Full copies of the ordinance will be posted on the Borough website, on the bulletin board at the municipal building, and available at no cost in the office of the municipal clerk between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Will the clerk please read ordinance 25-1555 by title?
Ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank, NJSA 48:4-45.14.
I have a motion and a second, please.
Make a motion.
Second.
that-
Oops, sorry.
Do I have to read the number? That's what I was going to.
No, we got it.
Okay.
I have a motion made by Councilman Poznanski, seconded by Councilman Collins. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Zambrana.
Aye.
Councilman Collins.
Aye.
Councilman Menko.
Aye.
Councilwoman Payne.
Aye.
Councilman Poznanski.
Aye.
Councilman Potter.
Aye.
Authorizing payments of municipal obligations. Next on the agenda, we have authorizing payments of municipal obligations. Will the clerk please read Resolution 2025-80 by title?
Authorizing the payment of bills, claims, and statements against the Borough of Milltown, the total amount of $235,576.12.
You have heard the reading of this resolution. Are there any questions? May I have a motion and a second, please?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Potter, seconded by Councilwoman Payne. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Zambrana.
Aye.
Councilman Collins.
Aye.
Councilman Menko.
Aye.
Councilwoman Payne.
Aye.
Councilman Poznanski.
Aye.
Councilman Potter.
Aye.
A consent resolution has been prepared for the resolutions listed on the agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and having been reviewed by Borough Council will be enacted on in one motion. Any item may be removed from the consent agenda at the request of any council member, and if so removed, will be treated as a separate matter. Any items requiring expenditures are supported by a certification of funds. If any member of council wants any resolution acted upon individually, please give me the resolution number and it will be pulled from the consent resolution.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to pull 2025-89.
Mr. Mayor, I was going to do the same one.
I beat you to it.
You did.
Sorry.
Is that it? Okay. Will the clerk please read the resolution?
That's all, the only one we're following. Whereas pursuant to the rules of council, the council may establish a consent agenda for any regular or special meetings upon certain conditions, and whereas each of the following resolutions to be presented before the Borough Council at its January 21st, 2025 meeting appear to have the unanimous approval of all members of the Borough Council, 2025-82 through 2025-88, and 2025-90 through 2025-91. Now therefore be it resolved by the Borough Council of the Borough of Milltown that each of the above listed resolutions be approved and adopted by the Borough Council with the same legal effect as though each were read in its entirety at the January 21st, 2025 meeting and adopted by separate vote.
You have heard the reading of the consent resolution. What's your pleasure?
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that these resolutions be adopted.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Potter, seconded by Council President Zambrana. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Zambrana.
Aye.
Councilman Collins. Councilman Manco.
Aye.
Councilwoman Payne.
Aye.
Councilman Poznanski.
Aye.
Councilman Potter.
Aye.
Will the clerk please read Resolution 2025-89 by title?
Granting permission to the Milltown 4th of July Organization Incorporated to hold the annual 4th of July activities.
What's the pleasure of council?
Mr. Mayor, I'm going to have to abstain from this since I'm a part of the organization.
Move the resolution be adopted.
Second.
Thank you. Motion made by Councilman Collins, seconded by Councilman Zambrana. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to thank Councilman Potter for chairing this 4th of July committee. It's the 100th anniversary, and all the members of the 4th of July committee for their participation and volunteering for this. This is a big event in Milltown. It's our, like you said, our 100th year anniversary, and rain or shine, it's going on. Councilman Potter, you want to talk about this?
No, we're going to be talking about it for the next months. So
okay.
this is just a start. So
Whatever free
I
publicity
can't
we
talk
get.
about it until it's been approved. So, but thank you, Councilman.
How many years is it, Councilman Collins?
100-year anniversary.
100 years. Nice.
Big event.
You were here then, John?
Was I the original? No. I wish. I should be so lucky to live to 100.
That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. I just have to abstain.
Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Council President Zambrana.
Here.
Councilman.
Aye.
Councilman Collins.
Aye.
Councilman Manco.
Aye.
Councilwoman Payne.
Aye.
Councilman Poznanski.
Aye.
Councilman Potter.
Abstain.
Reports from elected officials. Council President Zambrana.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The only, a very short report today, just to remind folks that the HRC committee will be having its first meeting on Tuesday, February 4th, via Zoom at 7 p.m. As always, I encourage folks to go to the website, click on the calendar, and you can click on the Zoom link that will let you into the meeting. Tuesday, February 11th, 7:30 p.m. will be Revitalization Committee. Ford Avenue, first meeting of the year will be Thursday, February 6th, 2025 at 7 o'clock in Borough Council Chambers. We are going to have a Milltown Meter Project meeting tomorrow. Fred, is that correct? 10 o'clock?
That's it.
It'll be via Teams to continue the conversation about the smart meters and how they're going to be rolled out with the project. And then finally, January 29th, which I believe is a Wednesday, is our initial budget meeting at 5:30 p.m. in the Borough Council Conference Room. Finance Committee, our RPA, and our CFO. And that concludes my reports.
Thank you. Councilman Collins.
Our first meeting, it doesn't take place till tomorrow night, Mr. Mayor, and I have no report.
Thank you. Councilman Manco.
Regarding the water utility, there were water main breaks on Rogers Lane and Fisher Place. Monitoring of the pump stations occurs on a regular schedule. A failed clamp on the water main was repaired on JFK Drive. A fire hydrant was replaced on Moats Drive. The water department wants to thank the electric department for their help during the repair. And please make sure everybody's signed up for the new borough notification system to know when there may be any interruptions to the water due to breaks or repairs. You can sign up by texting Milltown to 38276. There is also a mobile app available on Google Play and download in the App Store. DPW is working very hard, and the water utility in the cold to combat the onslaught of what winter brings, and everything gets harder for them. So I know some nice people have brought out coffee and donuts for them. I think one of the councilmen might have done that too. Good guy. But, you know, anytime the town sees any of this happening, if they can at least try and give them good space in the road work, would always be good. Thank you.
Councilwoman Payne.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have three reports tonight as chair of the Public Safety Committee. One from the police, one from fire, and one from rescue squad. I had my first meeting today with Chief Johnson. I met his team. I took a tour of the department, and he showed me a lot of documents and shared a lot of information, and I was very appreciative. Between December 1st, 2024 and December 31st, 2024, police responded to 1,040 calls for service. During this period, the police conducted 64 radar details in numerous locations. Police made 295 motor vehicle stops during this period. The police investigated 15 motor vehicle accidents. 15 arrests were made. There were 2 arrests for DWI, 8 arrests for shoplifting, 2 arrests for aggravated assault, 2 warrant arrests, and 1 arrest for possession of controlled dangerous substances. It's important that we talk a little bit tonight about residential security. The Milltown Police Department can assist you by providing you with a home security risk assessment. If requested, one of our community affairs officers will come to your home, discuss vulnerabilities, and help you come up with options to improve your home security. To request a risk assessment, contact Lieutenant Carmen DiLorenzo at the Milltown PD, at his Milltown PD email address. Or you can visit the Milltown Police Department webpage for more practical steps to take. I'll let DPW talk a little bit about the snowstorm. And the police, of course, works with the Public Works and the utility teams during any snow event. One of the things that is critically important is to remember to sign up for our Civic Ready Emergency Alert System. As of November 19th, 2024, the police department stopped using Nixle and switched to Civic Ready for mass communications relating to emergency news and important information. How to sign up? You can receive emergency messages only if you text the word Milltown to 38276. And to receive messages from borough offices, you can download the app. For an Apple or an Android phone, you can sign up through the borough website under the heading How Do I and click on Alerts and Notifications. You can choose to receive messages from Public Works, the Borough Clerk's Office, the Senior Center, Recreation, etc. Don't wait. Please sign up today. Why this is crucially important today is that there were recently 2 break-ins into people's homes where residents woke up to find people in their homes. After talking with the chief today, it seems pretty clear that they are targeting homeowners that own luxury cars. They break in through windows usually, with the homeowners waking up to hearing them in the home. They are looking for keys. And so this happened once already on January 16th, and another incident happened yesterday. So the police department is encouraging all residents to begin to really think very carefully about taking preventative measures, installing bright exterior lighting, security cameras, and alarm systems. And the chief is also encouraging everyone not to leave valuables in your car. That would include garage door openers, because that's how they're getting into the homes in some instances. In any situation, as you know, the non-emergency line is 732-828-1100, and of course, the emergency number is 911. On the incident that happened last night, the homeowner called. It was 3:30 in the morning. The police arrived on scene, and there was a foot chase. So they almost had him. So this is a concern, and this is something that it's really important for residents to have a real awareness about this situation. The police are working tirelessly on this situation. They're on it to make sure that we all remain safe. The Milltown Fire Department. I've spoken fairly regularly with the chief, Anthony Fama, who's a new chief, so I welcome him, and I'll welcome the other new officers after this report. The total number of incidents for the month of December were 31, and year-to-date, 334. The hours, the man-hours, were 511 monthly, and then the year-to-date, 4,500 66. So the fire department is very busy. There was, so first let me welcome, the elections were held. Most of us on the council, I think, almost all of us, I think, were there at the ceremony. Anthony Fama is the new chief. Tony Korobenyek is the deputy chief, and Tom Demansky, the assistant chief. The fire department is always looking for members. Candidates that are interested in joining the Milltown Fire Department are encouraged to stop by the firehouse on Monday nights at 6:30 or email joinmilltownfire@gmail.com. Yesterday, there was a fire in town. So I'm going to read what was published, what was written with regard to what occurred yesterday. And I'll ask the mayor and Councilman Potter were actually on scene. Yesterday, January 20th, at approximately 12:54, the Milltown Fire Department responded to a structure fire at 36 Bernhardt Road. Upon arrival, crews encountered heavy smoke and flames billowing from the second-floor windows. Acting swiftly, firefighters deployed attack lines and worked diligently to bring the fire under control. Their quick and efficient efforts successfully extinguished the blaze, preventing it from spreading further and causing extensive damage to the entire house. The Milltown Fire Department extends its heartfelt gratitude to our mutual aid partners for their invaluable assistance during the structure fire at 36 Bernhardt Avenue. We sincerely thank the Milltown Police Department, Milltown Rescue Squad, the East Brunswick District 2, East Brunswick District 3, and the North Brunswick Company 1, and the local utility services for their swift and coordinated response. Your support was instrumental in ensuring the safety of everyone involved and in successfully mitigating the incident, and they deeply appreciate that dedication and teamwork. Mr. Mayor or Councilman Potter, would you like to add anything?
I was just going to say that the mayor and I were on scene. Chief Fama and his department did an amazing job, along with our police and rescue and mutual aid. There were no serious injuries to our knowledge, and more importantly, everybody made it home safe. So thank you, Chief, and everybody for having a critical issue, come to light.
Thanks, Councilman Potter. And my last part of my report is the Milltown Rescue Squad. For the month of December, there were total calls were 92, and 69 of those in Milltown, 10 on the New Jersey Turnpike, and 18 mutual aid. 2024, the total call volume was 1,178. The current officers elected for 2025, Captain Chris Lover and Assistant Captain Kyle Rafferty, First Lieutenant Kyle Blackmeyer, Second Lieutenant Will Kaplan, President J.J. Blackmeyer, and Vice President Emily Sullivan. And again, the RIS Squad is always looking to recruit new talent to join their ranks, and you can email them and submit applications. The Rescue Squad continues to do wonderful work for our town. The Public Safety Committee has meetings scheduled on January 28th and January 30th with police, fire, and rescue squad. So in my next report, I'll let you know how all those meetings went. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilman Ponzanski?
Sure. I have a lot to read and report, and I'll try to finish in a timely manner. Milltown Historic Preservation Committee met via Zoom on October 24th, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. The agenda and minutes from that meeting will be addressed at the reorganization meeting on January 23rd, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. via Zoom. The ongoing project to move the historic train station was discussed. The committee presented plans to follow up on the Green Acres grant and establish a timeline that was sent to the appropriate authorities. Regarding grants, the committee discussed potential funding sources and the need for specific tailored requests. Work on establishing a Historic Preservation Commission is progressing. This was presented in part as a fall presentation to Borough Council. Upcoming collaborations with the county and Preservation New Jersey were confirmed to supplement the cancellation of events in late November and December. Registrations for the Saturday event were listed as 60. With anticipation of an enthused public, the new events are scheduled for Saturday, February 10th at 10 a.m. and Saturday, March 10th at 10 a.m., both at the Milltown Senior Center. Topics will soon be confirmed by the guest speaker from Preservation New Jersey. As mentioned in previous report, Middlesex County has offered to collaborate with the borough on creating a GIS map of local historical sites through a shared service agreement. The county's GIS division, which supports county government functions, has previously partnered with municipalities for similar projects. The committee sees immense value in the shared service beyond historic preservation and is encouraged to help facilitate its use for other utility and possibly DPW needs. The borough would need to initiate the agreement by contacting county administration for further review. The next meeting is scheduled for January 23rd, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. via Zoom. Topics include setting dates for in-person meetings tentatively once per quarter and ongoing preservation efforts throughout the borough. All meetings are open to the public with links to online meetings found on the borough website. For my senior center update, we have several bus trips planned for the remainder of January, which include Wednesday, January 22nd, there is a bus trip to Leone's in North Brunswick. The bus will leave at 11:45 a.m. Monday, January 27th, there is a bus trip to Monmouth Kitchen, and the bus will leave 11:30 a.m. As with all the trips, you must sign up either in person or on the bulletin board or by calling Debbie at 732-296-0681. And they are also starting a body shaping class on Wednesdays beginning January 15th. Also, they had the monthly meeting that John Collins, Councilman Collins and I attended, and they asked us to speak. I spoke about the water rates, the taxes, and upcoming electrical rates. People had a lot of questions. We did quite a bit of questions and answers, and I think we answered a lot of their questions. I'm also going to speak about the DPW here. I did just want to speak about the night of the storm because I rode around with Ralph for a couple hours, but I'd like to also detail what they've done because they do more than just plowing the streets. So they've done street sweeping has taken place and is ongoing to meet the DEP regulations. Quarterly catch basin and outfall pipe cleaning has taken place to meet the DEP stormwater regulations. The trucks were made ready for the possibility of snow, which it did, this week by putting on plows and salt spreaders. Please remember to move your cars off the road. Many people did not. When 2 or more inches of snow is predicted, this allows for the plows to do a more thorough job. Pothole repair has started and will be ongoing. The DPW assisted with hydrant repairs and 2 water main breaks. As I said, the night of the storm, I rode around with Ralph for about 2 hours, plowing and checking the streets. And unfortunately, what I saw, there were dozens of cars in the streets. And they could have or should have been moved. And especially on Main Street, I saw over a dozen cars. And I saw that the police had to go out and give tickets. But it also, it was also a situation where the DPW were going to have to go out after the cars were moved. And I would hope that people will try to comply because they should be complying, but many of them did not. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Councilman Potter?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. From the Milltown Recreation Department, adult yoga, men's basketball, and women's volleyball are off to a fantastic start with exceptional registration numbers. Youth basketball kicks off on Saturday, January 25th, running through March 22nd. Fresh Theater Arts is now open for registration until January 30th. The kids will be performing High School Musical Junior in late March. New youth chess classes for ages 6 through 12 start on Monday, February 10th at the Senior Center. Please register on Community Pass. Milltown Night with the New Jersey Devils is on Monday, March 24th. Get your tickets on Community Pass. Youth Night at Spotswood High School is this Thursday, January 23rd at 6:30. This is a great chance for local youth to have fun and connect. Youth Soccer Clinic registrations is open until February 28th. The 4-week session will be held at Parkview School. Please sign up on Community Pass. And we also had a very productive Rec Advisory Council meeting on January 16th. Thank you to all our advisory members for attending, and we look forward to a great year ahead. For the Milltown Planning Board, we held our reorganization meeting on January 8th. Congratulations to James LeBon as being elected as chairman and Michael Sakarjian as vice chairman. The next planning board meeting is scheduled for February 5th. And for the Milltown 4th of July organization, thank you to everyone who joined us for karaoke night at the VFW this past weekend. Your enthusiasm and support made it a night to remember. Mark your calendars. The annual Celebrity Bartender event is happening on Saturday, March 22nd at the American Legion. Tickets will be available soon for purchase, so stay tuned. And exciting news, with the passing of Resolution 2025-89, the Milltown 4th of July organization is thrilled to announce that our annual 4th of July event will be held on Friday, July 4th. This year marks, Councilman Collins, how many years?
100.
100 years, thank you. Making it an extra special celebration, and we can't celebrate with all of you. And Mr. Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you. I have a brief report. The Personnel Committee met. I tried to get Councilman Manco, Councilwoman Payne up to speed a little bit. So the following positions, we're seeking for following positions is Business Administrator, Clerk's Office, DPW workers, and crossing guards. If anyone is interested, please see the Borough website under Employment Opportunities. That's the end of my report. Reports from Borough professionals. Mr. Vignola?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just one item. At the end of last year, Councilman Potter, as the chair of the Public Safety Committee, along with Chief Johnson, had requested that I take a look at the towing rates and report back on whether or not an amendment to our ordinance is something that would be appropriate in light of what other municipalities are charging and the fact that they hadn't been really looked at in a number of years. I've finished my analysis. I'm going to be providing a report to the Public Safety Committee, to Councilwoman Payne and the other members for them to take a look at, and I anticipate probably providing a draft ordinance for your consideration either at the first or second meeting in February. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Peter.
You got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Borough professional, Mr. McClellan?
Two items, Mr. Mayor. First one is that Northbrook Drive contracts are being prepared by the contractor. We will schedule a pre-construction meeting as soon as weather permits. Also, Albert Avenue Park is also a scheduled pre-construction meeting. We'll provide notice to the Mayor and Borough Council of the meeting, the clerk, the administrator, Public Works, and your water and sewer utilities and electric.
Thank you. Borough staff, Business Administrator Fred Carr.
Yes, Mayor, for the council, I had requested the closed session tonight, and I'd like to remove that from the agenda. We don't have been unadvised to wait.
Okay, thank you. Borough Clerk, Monica Orlando.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a few things. Dog license renewals are now being processed in the clerk's office. If you have a dog that is spayed or neutered, it's a $10 renewal fee, $15 if they are not. Starting February 1st, there's a $5 per month late fee charge. We take cash or check only, and the rabies must be valid through October 31st of this year, or I cannot renew the license. Board of Health, our first meeting will be January 28th at 6:30 p.m. here in council chambers. And Mary, my deputy clerk, did resign, so at this time I'm the only one in the office. So I appreciate everyone's patience as I work through this very busy month with food renewals, license renewals. If I have a day off, that means the office will be closed. I am putting up a lockbox on the wall outside of my office, so if you have documents such as dog licenses or anything else that needs to be dropped off in my absence, you will be able to drop that off. I hope to get that up by the end of this week. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Does any member of council have any old business to bring before council?
I have two items unless someone else wants to go first.
I do have one thing, and I'll be really quick. Two things.
Take your time, take your time.
And it was just a mention, I know it's early in the year and there's a lot of things that we all have to do and a lot of meetings. But last year, there was a look that was taken at a resolution that about, cleaning up destroyed sites. And I believe Peter was doing some work on that, and then a lot of other things got in their way. And also an ordinance about parking that was kind of reviewed with Mayor, myself, and Rich. I know Dave had looked at it when he was on safety. And maybe, I think, Peter, you might still have that stuff. If you could get that over maybe to Pat at some point, just start the idea of, I guess that falls under safety?
That ordinance was voted down.
I'm sorry?
That ordinance was voted down.
Well, at that time, but I was just wondering, I know if we could take, It was voted down, and we were going to see about maybe amending it, but it could be useful this year, something maybe we could look at. If it still exists
I
in the
can certainly
files.
pass along the ordinance and what was done to Councilwoman Payne, and at that point, the Public Safety Committee can
Sure.
do with it what they wish.
That's all I ask.
Sure.
I'd like to say, because I'm starting my new year, I was green last year and didn't have a lot of knowledge. And what I'd like to do this year is, what I bring with me is a pencil sharpener and an eraser. So now I'll begin. I'd like to talk about the water, the 20 million gallons of water that we, the residents of Milltown, pay for, yet is unaccounted for. Considering that the water rate took a 90% rise for all consumers, you, the public, should be concerned and demand action. First, are the numbers we get from New Brunswick accurate? I'm not asking for someone to answer right now because I'm just going to finish this. It should be proven. If someone has to prove accuracy, so be it. Could the hydrant flushing be better monitored? All borough buildings should have the usage of water and electric documented. The pool cannot escape scrutiny. We need a true accounting of expenditures. As it is, the taxpayers greatly subsidize this recreational expense with nothing to show for it. Are there other leaks that we should be concerned about, such as under the turnpike? Because of the climbing rates for water, status quo is not acceptable, nor in the future. Now or in the future. I will do my part to find answers. And I'm also going to talk about the Schwindeman property, not the cabin. I will discuss the Schwindeman property and its possible incorporation into Albert Avenue Park. I am not including the cabin in this discussion. However, we could consider spending grant money to remove the newer decrepit addition and the shed. The 3-car garage could be useful in the future and should be left. Trees, especially bamboo, could be removed. Brush and debris could be cleaned up. Much work can be accomplished by our dedicated DPW. Fencing could be removed, ponds cleaned, ready for use if acceptable. The reason I'm bringing this up also is because we're having a DPW meeting, and Ralph Jazanowski had brought up that there's possible grants that could be used. And we are also working on the Albert Avenue Park coming up. So we are having a DPW meeting, and we'll discuss, like I said, with the grants that can be used at the site. Again, this discussion has been about land use and its possible benefits to the citizens of Milltown who own it and deserve to use it if they so desire. And thank you. I'm done.
Thank you. Is there any new business to bring before council? Seeing none. Open to the public. The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. The council will respect the public's time by refraining from any comment until the speaker is finished. It should be further noted that the public comment portion of our meeting is not structured as a question and answer session. Please state your name and address for the record when you come to the podium. Just as a reminder, under the rules of council, individuals wishing to speak during the public input part of our meeting should be limited to 5 minutes and may, after other speakers have finished, be allowed to speak for a second 5-minute period. If someone raises their hands, just come up and state your name and address.
Steve Regas, 25 Lincoln Avenue, and a member of the Historical Society. I've been a member for about 30 years, and for a lot of years I would come up in front of council and ask for funding to help maintain the buildings. And unfortunately, aside from them putting a new front porch on the annex back in 2000, there was never funding. So over the years, we've been spending money out of our own pocket. We've replaced the roof on the museum. We've put on a new front porch and new front steps. We've had to gut 2 rooms in the museum and replace a header panel. And not that long ago, we replaced the 2 porch roofs on the annex, and along with new gutter systems also. So right now, we are due for a new roof on the annex building. It's 40 years old, and it's not leaking yet, but I don't want to wait till it leaks. So I went out and I reached out to the contractor who did work for us before, and I have a contract here, and basically, you're looking at, with ripping off the old roof, replacing the gutters, some lumber repairs, you're looking at about $7,075. He says if anything after March, because apparently March is when the materials go up, probably looking at an increase of about another $200 because prices of materials go up. So basically, I'm hoping that, you know, I don't know when exactly you do your budgeting for, you know, the borough budget, but I'm hoping maybe this can be put into the budget. You know, we put a lot of work into those buildings over the years, and I don't want to see them fall into disrepair, especially roofs. I mean, once roofs go, then it just opens up a Pandora's box. So I want to leave this with, I don't know who's in charge of finances. I want to give this to you. Thank you. Okay. And hopefully, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. So that's for that. Second thing, I want to ask you regarding the Schwendeman House. You know, got a $100,000 grant from the county 6 years ago, and so far nothing's been done. I mean, I don't understand what the delay has been. I mean, previous councils keep putting it off. I mean, we're given money to do this, so why wouldn't we want to fix it? If you don't fix it, we're going to have to tear it down. And if you tear it down, where's that money coming from? We're being given money to fix it, so I'm really hoping that, you know, I don't know which councilman is in charge of that this year, but, you know, something's got to get done with that. And it's not going to cost the taxpayers any money. We already have the money. So I don't understand what the problem with that building has been over the years. So I'm hoping that, you know, I don't know how long that grant money is good for, but hopefully, you know, somebody will do something with it. So again, I don't know who's in charge of that project, but I'm hoping that something will get done with it. And then finally, I just want to commend the Revitalization Committee. Being a longtime member of that group when it first started, I have a connection to them, and it's nice to see a new group of people that revamped it again. We had to shut it down because we were down to 3 people. We couldn't get new people to join, but it's nice to see that they got a new group of people, and they're doing a great job, so my hat's off to them. Thank you.
Peter, Bianca, Liana, Gia, and Olivia Badaway, 218 Riders Lane.
Hi, guys.
Thank you for having us. I just want to say to business administrator, clerks, mayor, all the council men and women, and the township attorney, thank you for all you do to making, you know, Milltown a great town. Professor Payne, congratulations. I'll never stop calling you Professor Payne. Maybe I'll transition to Professor Councilwoman Payne. 20 years ago, she was my professor. So we just, we're here today to announce the opening of Bella Bianca, Italian deli and fine foods market located at 218 Riders Lane. You want to say anything about it?
Everyone has seen it, I hope. We've been waiting for this day to finally come, and it's here, and we're beyond excited to bring it to this town. We were so excited to open our doors, and we can't wait to see you guys there.
We have a lot of good food on the menu, market items. We do catering. We have gelato, affogato, espresso, a lot of specialty items. The reception and the feedback has been incredible so far. Just bear with us. These next couple weeks is going to be a soft opening as we iron out some kinks and details. We'll get better every day. And then after this week or next week, we'll have a better idea of when the grand opening is, and we'll make that announcement as well.
And we look forward to being there for the ribbon cutting.
Yes, absolutely.
Let us know.
Yes,
We'll
we
be
can't
there.
wait.
Thank you for coming. I will definitely come to your shop, but there's a camera right over there. You might be able to see it. If you turn around, I see you're all dressed up with the you
like this.
Ready? Hold on.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's right by Fresco. Awesome neighbors. We love them, and they've been very supportive. And the landlord there at Heritage Plaza gave us an opportunity, saw something in us and gave us an opportunity, and we couldn't be more thankful and for the opportunity. And what we built has been incredible. If anybody has come in and seen it, it's a beautiful place, and the food is phenomenal. So we'd just like to invite you all to the soft opening and honest feedback. That's all we ask. We named a couple sandwiches in honor of Milltown. We have the Milltown Meatball Parm. We also have the Desmet, the Harkins, the PD for the police department, the 160 for North Brunswick Police Department, the FD for the fire department, the Army, because I'm an Army guy, but, so, yeah, we invite you all, and we're glad to bring this to Milltown, and we plan on doing some big things for Milltown, and putting Milltown on the map, and by the way, East Brunswick thinks it's theirs.
Wrong side of the street.
Exactly.
And Peter, too, also, let everybody know, these are Milltown residents as well.
Yes, we are.
So thank you so much.
Born and raised in Milltown, moved out, and then moved family back in.
Excellent.
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Thank
Yeah.
you for the
Thank
opportunity.
you.
Can I have the menu?
There'll be some ordering tomorrow.
On the menu, it does say open on Sundays, but it's closed on.
Yeah, we saw it.
That's good.
Anyone else? Seeing none, I will close audience comments. Council comments, is there anything from council?
I have one, unless someone else wants to go first. Because we were preempted yesterday from Martin Luther King Day, if it's okay, I'd like to read something about him. I'd like to honor Martin Luther King Jr. tonight. I'm old enough to remember him and to have listened to his philosophy and words live. He fought nonviolently for civil rights of African Americans, hoping that all Americans could live free together in a colorblind society. I'd like to read his famous, endearing, and timeless quote. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. His life was cut short, but his philosophy and message of racial equality live on. Thank you.
Seeing none, okay, I'll close council comments. I have a few comments. To speak of the Schwindeman property, I actually mentioned a couple times last year in that reorg about the committee for the Schwindeman homestead. I had given Borough Attorney Peter Vignolo a draft of outline, he's reviewing it right now, and hopefully by the next meeting, Peter?
I'll jump on that for you. So essentially what the mayor sent me was a framework for essentially a steering committee for the Schwindeman property comprised of various stakeholders, residents, borough professionals, and the like, in order to try to come up with a plan for what to do with that property, because it seems to have kind of hit some stagnation, and at this point, someone needs to decide what the next step forward is going to be and make that recommendation to the council. Obviously, it's going to be a council decision.
And we also did the same thing for the firehouses, both Main Street and Cottage Avenue. So most likely going to be reaching out to a couple council members to see if they're interested in being on the committee. I know Councilman Potter, you had already asked me a few times, so thank you for that. And then I do want to thank the Milltown Fire Department, Rescue Squad, and Police, and East Brunswick and North Brunswick for their response. It was wonderful to try to help minimize the damage to the residents, and they took very good care of the residents, transported the ones that needed to go for observation at the hospital, and the rest of them, they just, the officers that were there secured the residents until they were able to board it up. So they did a wonderful job all around, and I just want to thank them for the response time was fabulous. That being said, I would like to entertain the motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
I'd like to say one more thing.
Oh, sorry.
Well, actually, 2 more things, very short. I neglected last meeting to welcome back Councilman Potter to council, and also thank Council President Phil Zambrano for filling that position. And I also forgot in my speaking about the DPW to thank the guys, because I actually knew their timeline. They were basically on call from 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They came in at 7, and they worked till 3 o'clock in the morning, and they were out all night. And I think there were 12 or 13 trucks there that were out. So, like I said, I was out with the director for about 2 hours, but those guys were out when you guys were sleeping, and you saw the roads were beautiful the next morning. So I want to thank them very much for their dedication. And so thank you.
May I have a motion and a second to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Collins, seconded by Councilman Potter. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you.
Good to see it. You can have it.
You look so relaxed, right?